We live in an era of profound confusion. The modern man is told to be everything at once: soft, yet strong, leading, yet passive, confident, yet agreeable. He chases validation, he begs for attention on social media, and in doing so, he becomes invisible. He has become what the ancient Greeks called a doulos, a slave, not to chains, but to his own desperate need for approval. But 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, understood a truth that most men today have forgotten. These men did not write dating guides. They wrote manuals on power, on self-rule, on mastery. They taught that you cannot control the winds, but you can adjust your sails. And in relationships, most men today try to control the woman, to impress her, to chase her, to manipulate her, or to win her approval. But this path only leads to anxiety and misery. True power, the kind that evokes emotion, respect, and desire in women, comes from self-mastery. It comes from what the Stoics called the hegemonikon, your ruling center. Today we explore 8 ancient laws of attraction, rooted in Stoic wisdom and modern psychology. If you master these laws, you don't just get a woman. You become the kind of man who naturally attracts one. Let us begin. Law 1. Social proof. The Stoic understanding of value. The first law is the power of pre-selection, what the Stoics understood as reputation. A Stoic never manipulates, but he understands human nature deeply. Epictetus taught that humans are social creatures, and our value is often reflected by the company we keep. It is a biological truth. Humans desire what others desire. A woman looks at a man and subconsciously asks, does his world accept him? Is he respected? Is he a man other people want to be around? If the answer is yes, desire awakens. If the answer is no, she hesitates. This is why loneliness sabotages attraction. Isolation sends the signal. No one has validated this man. Consider the historical figure Alcibiades, beloved, hated, but always desired. Why? Because he was at the center of the action, the Senate, the battlefield, the symposium. His value was publicly confirmed. So what does this mean in practical life? Build a life full of people, purpose, and connection. Become the man that others naturally gather around, not to impress a woman, but because being socially valuable is part of being a strong, complete man. When a woman sees that you are naturally respected by men and women alike, she doesn't see you as an option. She sees you as a prize. Law 2. The discipline of silence, the power of mystery. The second law is silence, controlled, deliberate, intentional silence. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and speak less." Most men talk themselves out of attraction. They overshare, they explain too much, they reveal their insecurity, they recite their whole trauma story on the first date. They remove all mystery, and without mystery, there is no seduction. Women fall in love with the unknown, with the questions they ask themselves about you, with the unspoken. Mystery is not about hiding. Mystery is about revealing yourself slowly, in layers, with patience. If she asks about your past, give her a summary, not your entire novel. Let her wonder. Let her lean forward. Let her earn the next chapter of your story. Silence shows strength. It shows that you do not fear empty space. You don't rush to fill silence with nervous noise. A man who listens more than he speaks radiates depth. He becomes a puzzle worth solving. Law 3. The art of insinuation, intellectual seduction. The third law is insinuation, the subtle art of suggestion. Directness is effective, but subtlety is hypnotic. If you tell a woman, "Let's go to dinner," there is nothing wrong with that, but it's plain, predictable. But if you say, "I'm not sure you're adventurous enough for what I have planned this weekend," you awaken her imagination. Suddenly she's thinking, wondering, curious. The moment she starts imagining possibilities, she invests emotionally. The Stoics believe that intellect rules emotion. To attract a woman deeply, you must engage her mind. You must spark curiosity, challenge her slightly, and invite her into a world she does not fully understand yet. Insinuation does not manipulate. It activates her imagination, and the imagination is the birthplace of desire. Law 4. Stoic courage, boldness, and spontaneity. The fourth law is boldness. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Most modern men are terrified of making a move, terrified of leading, terrified of being seen as too much, but hesitation kills attraction. Women instinctively respond to boldness, not arrogance, not aggression, but confident, grounded action. To live boldly is to live with abundance, to be comfortable with fate. This is the Stoic idea of amor fati, loving whatever your path brings. A man who acts boldly signals, "I want you, but I do not need you. I choose you, but I am complete without you." Boldness is the spark of masculine energy. It is the engine of desire. When you live this way, women do not simply like you, they feel you. Law 5. Radical truth, the anti-nice guy. The fifth law is honesty, clean, radical truth. Weak men lie because they crave approval. They bend, they adjust, they pretend, they hide. But a Stoic values integrity above comfort, truth over validation. A man who speaks his truth, calmly, clearly, unapologetically, is rare, and rarity creates value. If you don't like something, say so. If you disagree, express it. If you want something, communicate it honestly. You will not always be agreed with, but you will always be respected, and without respect, desire cannot exist. Honesty is not about being rude. It is about being real. It is about aligning your words with your values. A man who doesn't fake reality is a man who can shape reality. Law 6. The gaze. Presence without words. The sixth law is the gaze, the silent conversation of the eyes. In today's world, people constantly break eye contact. They look down, look away, escape into their phones. But strong eye contact signals power, presence, intention. When you speak to a woman, hold her gaze, calmly, steadily, without forcing anything. Your eyes say, "I am here. I am unshaken. I see you." This creates tension. This tension is attraction. Most men escape this moment because it feels too intense. But a Stoic thrives inside tension. He breathes inside pressure. He remains still inside heat. Practice holding eye contact a few seconds longer than is comfortable. That is where presence begins. Law 7. Temperance. The power of withdrawing. The seventh law is temperance, the balance between giving and withdrawing. If you give a woman constant attention, she takes it for granted. If you give nothing, she loses interest. Truth lives in the middle. Show warmth, show presence, show genuine appreciation, but then return to your mission, your goals, your craft, your purpose. A man who is always available becomes noise. A man who sometimes steps away becomes unforgettable. When you invest your attention into your purpose, she begins to miss you. She begins to think of you. She begins to feel your absence. Missing is a powerful emotional force. Let her feel it. Not out of manipulation, but because you actually have a life worth living. Law 8. The ruling center, the power to disagree. The eighth law is frame, your ruling center. The Stoics taught that a man's internal world must remain unmoved by external storms. A man who agrees with everything loses respect instantly. A yes man is a follower, not a leader. A woman tests not to hurt you, but to understand you, to see whether your emotions, your opinions, and your values are anchored. If she challenges you, hold your ground. If she disagrees, stay calm. If she pushes, be steady. Strength does not require shouting. Strength is the ability to remain unmoved. A woman does not want a passenger, she wants a captain, a man who stands firm even when the waves rise. The way of the superior man. These 8 laws, value, mystery, insinuation, boldness, truth, presence, temperance, and frame, are not tricks. They are the natural qualities of a man who has mastered himself. If you apply them only to seduce a woman, you miss the point. But if you apply them to build yourself, women will naturally be drawn to you. When you transform yourself, attraction becomes effortless. You stop chasing butterflies, you build a beautiful garden, and the butterflies come to you. This is the Stoic way. This is the path of the superior man.